We're moving on to representing ratios with equations. And this might seem confusing at first, but once you understand the steps in the table, it's going to be really easy. So we're looking at page 27. I'm actually going to do page 27 as one video and page 28 as another video because I know it can get kind of long. Let's look here at the top of page 27. It says that the value of the ratio represents the relationship between the two quantities. It is often easier to see in a ratio table. So it's often easier to see this relationship in a ratio table. It can be written as an equation. And if you remember, an equation normally has a variable and it has an equal sign. Let's look at this example right here. First of all, it's x and y variable. This is our x variable. This is our y variable. So it wants to know our x variable. Our x variable is going to be the number of hours worked. The number of hours worked. And our y value or variable is the money earned. Okay, so obviously in any job, if you work 0 hours, you make $0. And the process that it's talking about, it wants to know how we're getting from this number to this number. Now let's look at 1. How did I go from 1 to 9? Well, you could tell me that I multiplied by 9. So the process right here, we're going to put 1 times 9. Now, if that's the process, every one of these in the row is going to be multiplied by 9. So you can go ahead and fill that part out here. So 0 times 9 gives me 0. 1 times 9 gives me 9. 3 times 9 gives me 27. 6 times 9 gives me 54. And 8 times 9 gives me 72. So if we see, the process is the number of hours worked multiplied by 9. We could also write this as an equation. So we could say x times 9 equals y, because see, here's x. Right here, the process is times 9 equals y. Another way to write this, and we looked at this with our proportions, another way to write multiplication with a variable are the two next to each other. So y equals 9x, and that means 9 times x. All right, let's move on. So this one, they've given us the information. A bike rider cycles 20 miles in 1 hour. All right, so in 0 hours, how many miles is the bike rider going? Obviously 0 miles. But we know that in 1 hour, the bike rider goes 20 miles. So 1 hour, 20 miles. And then I have to think, remember, this is my x, this is my y, and my process, how am I getting there? So 1 times what gets me to 20? Obviously 20. So my process is multiplying by 20. Okay, so 0 times 20 gives me 0. 2 times 20 gives me 40. 3 times 20 gives me 60 miles. And 4 times 20 gives me 80 miles. Whew. Okay, so we need to describe the process. And when we're describing the process, we're writing it in words. The process is, let's say it out loud first, the number of hours times 20. The number of hours multiplied by 20. So we take the number of hours multiplied by 20. And now they want us to write the equation. Okay, so here, if you notice right here, they've given us the variable letters that they want us to use. Okay, so they want us to use M for miles and H for hours. So I'm going to put H times 20 equals M. So H times 20 equals M. And if I'm looking, this says the number of hours, because that's what H is, multiplied by 20 is going to give me the number of miles cycled. Remember, another way that we could put it is we could put M equals 20 times H, but 20H. We'll put it like that. Let's do one more example. We have Tamara saves $38.50 every month. Okay, we have our X, we have our Y, and we have our process. So for 1 month, she saves $38.50. And to go from here to here, I know that I am multiplying by $38.50. And so my process is multiplying by $38.50. So if 1 month she saves $38.50, we want to know how much she saves in 3 months. And then how much in 5 months. How much in 7 months. And then how much in 9 months. Okay, so to be sweet, I have already figured these out for us. So $115.50, $192.50, $269.50, and $346.50. Okay. Describe the process. We are taking the month times $38.50. So the number of months, multiplied by $38.50, and that gives us the total amount saved. Now let's look and see what they want us to use. They want us to use M and T. All right, so we're taking the month, which they want us to use M, times multiplied by $38.50, and that's going to give us the total, so which they give us T. And remember, another way that we can write it is T equals $38.50 times M. Just like that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to move on to using these equations with our ordered pairs.